how is it that this team can look so much like the rested team that didn't play a back-to-back, and the home team ends up looking like they're the ones who are gassed?
We like to push the pace. We push the ball, we move the ball very well. We just play in a rhythm and a flow. A lot of it's not play calls, it's just moving the ball. So we do a good job of that, and it's become a second nature to us.
When Steph's playing this well, is it hard not to just like sit back and watch him sometimes? Like I noticed the other day, you pass him the ball and you're already jogging down the court before the ball even went through. You just sit back and just amazed sometimes some of the things that he does?
Yeah, I said it in an interview yesterday with someone. It's some of the shots that he makes are just absolutely unbelievable. You just marvel at some of the stuff that he does. The three that he hit today from 6 steps back. He gets in the lane. He's finishing at an all-time career high clip in the paint, and making up and unders and spinning the ball off the glass and shooting floaters. And he's done a great job for us. Just scoring the ball in so many different ways. It's kind of, you do get stuck sometimes just watching and admiring it.
Is he the best player in the world right now, you think?
I don't think there's many people better. So look, what he's done last season with the MVP to come back and be better, then probably glaringly better than he is last year. Last year won the MVP. So do the math. Hopefully this season he'll be the MVP and the most improved player probably in the same year.
What's the most fun about playing with a guy like that? What's the most fun as a player?
Just the shots that he makes. He breaks teams' hearts. Teams make runs at us, and then all of a sudden, whack, he makes 2 threes in a row that, most people have no business making. And then you look down at their bench, and the coach doesn't know what the hell's going on. Coach is trying to call a timeout. What do I do? Do I blitz a pick and roll? And he does a great job for him.
Can you read that when the other team's like the dagger?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think Steph and Clay really sense that. Both of them have that killer instinct where they make a run, they cut it to 9, and then bang 2 threes, it's 15, and it's all of a sudden the air comes out of the building and we end up getting a win.
Steve had a way last year about getting you guys to believe and trust him that he could make you better. How has Luke gone about doing that?
The same way. He hasn't tried to be anything that he's not. Luke's a normal guy, and he's hasn't changed a whole lot of things with us. Everything's exactly the same. We have enough veterans and good coaches around. We had good people first and foremost, so we didn't need to come in and make big changes or anything like that. We obviously miss Coach Kerr, and hopefully he'll be with us sooner than later. But at the same time, I think Luke's taking that role very, very well.
Is the motivation throughout the street the same, or does it vary from night to night?
Look, for us, it's just we're okay with a loss if we play the right way. So by saying that is we don't want to lose, but if we go out and we get beat by a better team on the night where we play our style and our rhythm, play good defense, and they beat us, we're okay with that. Where we've spoken about at halftime a couple of times in some games is if we're not playing our game and we lose, we don't want to lose that way. So we've been focusing on that, and we haven't lost a game yet, so it's been good.
Have you noticed Steph doing anything differently this past offseason to improve, or is it just a natural progression?
Not that I know of. I was in Australia. Most guys kind of went down late off season. I don't believe he changed a whole lot of things. He's diligent with his shooting routines in season, and I'm sure he does the same thing in the off season.
What about in practice? Anything different?
No, everything's exactly the same. Shooting routine remains the same. He's a pretty routine guy, so he likes to do everything exactly the same every game day.
What is your opinion as a defensive-minded guy who kind of sees the whole floor? There hasn't been really any flopping of penalties this year, only 2 all season. Is it not going on, or are guys just not calling it?
It's still going on. I'm not sure. That's a different question. There's still guys that are notorious for doing it. Maybe they've cut it out. Maybe they've been fined too many times. I don't know. But it hasn't been as bad this season, noticeably anyway.
So even though they haven't put the fines in, guys are still doing it.
Well, there's certain guys that you just know it's going to go down. That's just part of it. And then it becomes a guessing game for the guy watching it on film whether they find the guy or not.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
We've got an Aussie-related question for you, mate. You've probably heard it a ton of times already. Last year when we spoke, you said that Dante was probably the most hyped Australian since yourself. Ben Simmons has probably overtaken him a little bit now. Have you had a chance to see him play, in any games with LSU, and what are your thoughts on his college season so far?
His hype's probably greater than both ours. Back when I played in school, we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have social media and all that kind of stuff. So now it's much easier for people to follow guys abroad, especially online. I don't think any college games of mine were back home in Australia, whereas now they are. But Benny's going to probably be one of the best Australian players ever, if not the best Australian player ever. He's got all the tools to be a very good player. Caught a couple of his games, he's doing a great job. I hope he goes number one.
Has he reached out to you, or have you reached out to him to sort of have a chat to him?
I caught up with him a couple of years ago for lunch. He came down to the facility in Melbourne when we had some open gyms and scrimmage with us. So I know Benny pretty well. I know he's working as hard as he can and doing a great job. I think he's in the limelight and he likes it. He's definitely working towards getting even better as a player.
I'm the reporter with the cliched winning streak questions, but
Great.
motivate. Sorry, it's got to be done. You're seeing a new crew here. Motivator, not motivator. Where do you stand on the streak? Ride motivation, not motivation.
Just us playing. We play our style, our rhythm, and our game, and keep winning games. We're fine with that. If we lose a game, we're not playing to the way we know how to play. So we're kind of just lazy out there and not as focused. And we lose a game like that, that'll hurt us more than if we lose a game to a team that beat us. So I think that's kind of our focus. Let's not give up a game just because we're tired or it's a back-to-back. If we do happen to lose one, whenever that is, let's do it because they played above what they usually play at.